Hi, I am Cynthia L Simmons, and I care about you. So I thought I would share with you a little bit about what my ministry is all about. Let's look at some slides.
God made us rational creatures. We can choose to carry out a job with specific goals in mind. While we do have reflexes, we usually think about something prior to doing it. For instance, a shyster might try to manipulate you with words. But usually, thought precedes action. For instance, I've heard of people who thought about something for a very long time and then ended up doing it. And the examples would be suicide or immorality because they were usually bad. So that makes your thoughts very important because they influence how you act. Satan also influences your mind, and you need to be aware of that. He is called the accuser of the brethren. He will bring up everything you've ever done and remind you of it and make you feel guilty over it. And he'll tell you that you're worthless and that no one loves you. And that's not the truth. The answer to this is to be continually renewing your mind. Romans 12:2 says that we are not to be conformed to the world because that means being pressed into the world's mold, but that we are to renew our minds every day with the Word and let the Word impact how we think. It's kind of like putting on a pair of glasses and seeing the fuzziness disappear. And I'm sure many of you have experienced that. Transformation means that we become someone different, like a worm becoming a beautiful butterfly. And I've interviewed people who have been transformed by the Word. They've been abused or hurt very deeply, but by immersing themselves in Scripture, they were able to heal. So this does work. One of the other things that you can do is that you can get yourself into really good literature, things that are teaching you to learn true ideas that are fair, that reflect a Christian worldview. And one of the things I would tell you immediately is that you don't necessarily believe everything you hear. Because even from the pulpit, and I told my kids this, you can hear things that are not correct. So if you ever have a doubt, you go look at Scripture and see what it says and compare what you're reading and what you're hearing with Scripture. Do not let anyone take you in. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I have written. Here's the first book I wrote, Women Who Overcame. This is a book that lists stories of women from the past that you might not have heard of. And I chose the women deliberately because of the way they interact with each other, the way the stories fit together. I also wrote a Bible study to go with this, and I kind of demonstrate Bible study techniques as you go through this. This is really good for young children with their moms. For instance, you might do your older daughter with this, or you might take it to your church and do it with your friends as a Bible study, or do it by yourself. It's a great study. This is a novel. There's a prequel and a sequel coming. This has spiritual lessons throughout, but you can also learn some history. It's all about what happened to money during the Civil War. It's a mystery about a Confederate bank, so it's really hard to put down, but it also gives you some information. This is a book that is a companion book to Pursuing Gold, and it's all about getting more information for kids that might be in school. So you can get a more complete history of money. You can also have critical thinking questions in there. You have interesting facts about money. And I talked to a homeschool family just recently, and they tell me that it brought up issues they got to discuss around the table, and it was a very good thing. Also, I have money management in here as well. This is something I wrote for the Old Homeschool magazine, and you can go there to get it. It is a 12-week curriculum written for kids that are homeschooled, and I cover the people that are surrounding Lincoln as well as Lincoln. So we talk a lot about his family. I had fun doing this. I also offer a monthly challenge to every lady that would like to sign up. I create an other-centered calendar with a verse to think about every day and something to do so that you can keep your thoughts where they need to be. I also have Heart of the Matter Radio every week. I have a radio broadcast and then it goes into a podcast. I cover women's issues like parenting and being a good wife, even clothing. All these are interesting topics. And what I'm trying to do is to offer you the excellence of God's wisdom. I'm also a speaker and I'm a media and writing coach. So if I can ever help you with those topics, I'd love to as well. Thank you for joining me.
I hope that gives you a good idea of how I can help you. I'd love to do it. You can email me directly at cynthialsimmons@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. My website is clsimmons.com, and I would love to hear from you.